Welcome to Interceptor Beyond podcast. My name is Arthur, and this is the regular episode number 11. Today we have an Austrian band from Linz, JohnnyFromTheRotten. Recorded online, I know it's weird, but it works. Don't forget to subscribe, follow, hit that sucker, tell your friends, help out the podcast, and subscribe to the Patreon. You'll get an early access to all the episodes, updates on the current episodes, and shoutouts on the future episodes. Hell yeah! Alright, then let's talk to Johnny and the Rotten.
Okay, hi, we're Johnny and the Rotten. I'm Johnny. I'm Mario.
My name is Tom. Or Theodor.
Theodor. Yeah.
Call me whatever you want.
So, guys, you started a tour, right? Yesterday.
Kind of. It's no, we didn't start the tour. It was the first concert of the upcoming tour, but that starts next Friday.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You already started like warming up for the tour, right? Where
Yeah.
where was it and how was it?
It was in Innsbruck.
Innsbruck. Yesterday was in Innsbruck, and next week we're in Leipzig on Friday.
Yeah.
We're gonna because my audience is international, not from Austria,
Mm-hmm.
so we're gonna be a lot of explaining about the local scene and local places, you know.
Yeah.
So,
Cool.
So how was your gig yesterday? Is it like a first one in a while, or how was it like in general?
No, the last gig was like 2 weeks ago, I think, in Germany, in Zwiesel. That's a pretty crazy place to play because the scene there is pretty big, but there are only 800 people in this town.
Yeah.
And I think and the scene is pretty big because on the last show there were like 200 visitors, but the city only have 800 people.
So it was almost the whole city was at the concert.
Yeah, and that was
How did you book that place? I mean, was it a specific reason to go there, or it just happened?
we know the guys there and the booker.
All right.
Yeah, and
Personal connections as usual.
yeah.
So actually, the other guys here, Mario and Hannes, or Johnny, they played there, I guess, 2 times before.
Yeah.
With the old band, and it was a new place to me, actually.
All right. You call it old band because it's not existent, or
Sorry?
just previous? The
Yeah,
previous band doesn't exist anymore, or
No, it's an old project.
all right. Is it like the Bad Karma?
No, it's not Bad Karma Club. It was called Spirit Desire. It was an old band
Yes, the other one.
where Hannes and Johnny and me played before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're all experienced musicians. All of you play in several bands and have a lot of experience. I know. Where's my notes? Fuck.
Fuck.
We just talked about how often we can say fuck in this interview.
You know what's interesting? Usually, I transcribe these interviews with artificial intelligence, and it shows you how many times each word comes up.
Really?
You know, and
Yeah.
it's really cool to see if fuck is at the top. You know?
Nice.
And each time I tell myself when I edit it, it's like I should swear less, you know, because I swear the most because of the nerve. Because I'm like, okay, I need to warm up the people, the audience. I need to to show this informal. So yeah. And I get nervous. So I swear fuck a lot. No, but I mean you have band Vampires, you have Bad Karma. Johnny is playing and also have connections to bands like Riot, you know, all those bands I listen to. I know those bands, you know. I just didn't know that you are from those bands. I know those bands as bands.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
That's nice.
so the question is, actually, there's a question. You started before the corona, like this band, right? Johnny and the Rotten.
Yeah.
2019.
Yeah.
And it's pretty wild music, you know, let's say crazy. It's like a Beach Boys connected to a random chain of effects and pedals, kind of, but in a specific order, but a random. So you don't have an excuse to tell that you went mental during the corona, right? So why you chose this music, you know, coming from all different bands?
That's funny. That's a funny question. Why did we choose this music? I think actually it was like I met this guy next to me.
Johnny.
I forgot your name. Sorry. Fuck. No, I met him in Linz. When I moved to Linz 6 years ago, I started to work at a place called Posthof, did some stage hand jobs and stuff. And we met there. Actually, I think we all met there, right?
Yeah.
So I met you.
I worked there as well.
Yeah.
Me
so,
too. Yeah.
So, and I met Johnny there, and we were talking about music and saying like, oh, we like music like Ty Segall or OCs and stuff. And we had a day when we went to a rehearsal room to jam something, and it was nice to make some music together, but there wasn't there was no like a band starting from that.
Yeah.
It was, I don't know how long it took.
We jammed one time, and then it was like 1 year.
1 year after that, he had like a solo project, release of his solo project that was kind of garage punk stuff.
Yeah,
And
I wrote some garage numbers and released it on Bandcamp.
Yeah.
And it was a really cool response of everyone. And then we decided, and it was actually like that, that
the people ask you to
Yeah.
play shows, right?
yeah, and I got
So
an offer, a concert offer, and I couldn't do it because I
you were
had
all-
people.
yeah.
So I canceled the show, and it was like, so fuck, man, I want to play live, but I don't have people, and now I had to cancel a show. And on that day, I booked 2 shows. It was like in April and in August. There were the shows.
Was it 2019?
2019, yeah.
Yeah.
And so I had to search people who were down for this music, and I asked like, "Hey Tom, can you play the drums on that project? And Mario, would you play bass?" And then that was the first concert.
Yeah, I think that was the beginning of Johnny and the Rotten.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we rehearsed for like 6 times, and then
Yeah.
we played the show. So
super unplanned, chaotic kind of, and that's how you like it, I guess.
And we recorded the first LP. It was our 10th time we played together.
Yeah,
yeah,
I guess.
including the show. Yeah.
And I think because you asked why we choose this kind of music, that was just because this asshole here decided to do this music, and we had to.
It's only audio, you know. You need to always tell something, you know. Like
There's no video. You don't know who's sitting next to you.
What?
There's no video that don't know who's sitting next to
Okay,
you.
so I meant Johnny. Yes. No, I think it was just because we love this kind of music. We all digging this kind of music. We are down with the whole garage punk scene stuff, and
I like the energy, on shows. So when people are kind of freak out in the crowd, fucking love that.
like yesterday.
yeah, I never seen you live, but I've seen recordings from your live gigs. Yeah, it's really crazy. I mean, the atmosphere is awesome.
Yeah, that's super nice.
You know, I checked you. So in the previous tours, you played in different locations, and you had also secret shows, like secret locations, secret gigs.
Yeah.
Are you planning to do something like this for this tour?
No, not really.
Secret shows.
No, we don't have a secret show this time.
This time, no, we don't. No, we don't have one.
Except it's so secret we don't know about it.
That's right. Yes.
No, but sometimes when friends ask us, "Hey, we have a party are you down to play the show at the party?" Yeah, man, we're down for it.
And this is how it happened last time. Was it planned, or was it just happened like by accident?
No, it was planned. It was the birthday party of a good friend of mine, and he was like, "Hey, man,
Yes.
wanting to play at my birthday party.
In Vienna?
Yeah.
Where
Where we
Couldn't play
had
his
Chris
drums. Yeah.
on the drums.
And was it like in some small space? I don't know, because I know that there were secret locations, but I don't know what was the location.
Here, the location.
I mean, the location wasn't really secret.
where did you play?
I don't remember.
I don't remember
what it was called.
either.
But it was a secret show because it was a birthday party, so it was a private event.
All right.
So if we would announce it,
So only people who know were invited.
yes.
And people that know and know and know. How many people were there?
100.
That's a lot for a secret
Well,
show. You have a lot of friends. Or you just have a lot of fans.
No, it was like about 100 people.
A lot of people couldn't take the secret. They had to
The
spread the
whole
word.
point of a secret show, you say don't tell about this to anyone, and then you get the most people you can get.
Well, it was kind of crazy thing because we played at Stone Smoker Festival in August with Bad Karma Club, and it was like the guys from the stage remembered us, and it was like, no guys, you're playing tonight. We said, no, oh, you have a new name and play with Johnny here tonight. no, it's the other project we're in. It was
All
like,
right, that's
like,
cool.
oh yeah, you guys are here.
That's funny. That's funny.
So, but it would be a pretty funny thing to change the name for some concerts.
We did it once. We did it once
Yeah,
actually.
yeah,
We played in Linz. There was there's sometimes at Capu there's jazz open stage, if you can call it that, right? Jazz open stage, and it's from the music university, jazz university in Linz, and we played there with the name Johnny Jazz.
Yeah.
And actually, the funny thing is, that was pretty. Like we rehearsed 2 times for that because you told us like a couple of days before. Oh, guys, we're going to play the jazz open stage, and they always look for a band to open the whole evening. And he said, "So yeah, I just said we're going to play, and our name is now Johnny Jazz." And we rehearsed for that, and we just made a song for that, right?
Yeah.
And this song is on the new album as well.
Yeah.
But there was another
Okay.
song that we only played at this show, like the Dan.
There was another, right. That we did like
the count.
3 or 4 songs, but one of these songs is on the upcoming album.
So if it was not for this gig, there would be no song on the new album, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
And the song is called Worst Artist in Town. So because
That's totally your thing.
And it's a jazz song.
Jazz song. But like thinking about Johnny and the Rotten and the jazz, I don't know. But were the people confused when they heard you play? Because this is some kind of free jazz, or what is it?
They were confused.
yeah.
You told
Because the story was this. A friend of mine asked me if I want to play with a project because she's always looking for opening acts.
Shout out to Sarah.
Yeah. Sarah asked me, and she was searching for an opening act or like a band that's playing, and afterwards it's an open stage. So it's always the same concept. And she was asking me if I want to play with a project or if I have anything. And then I was thinking, okay, I mean, it would be funny to play with like the guys from JohnnyFromTheRotten, but not as JohnnyFromTheRotten. And then it was like, okay, hey, we can play the open stage. It's in, I don't know, it was like 1 week away or something.
Yeah, because we played at Capo a week later.
Yes, we played at the same location with JohnnyFromTheRotten a week later. Then I was like, hey, let's do like a 30-minute long jam and not really rehearse or anything. And I made up the name Johnny Jazz and made like a band picture of us. I photoshopped the picture of us wearing tuxedos and stuff.
Yeah, I was about to ask, probably with some suits or something.
And like a biography from like the Jazz Time magazine and stuff. And I think people were really confused. I think like you were Lakanas, you were in at Capu afterwards, and they were like talking to you.
I'm always going there, or when I have the time, I try to go there and jam with the musicians there. And it was kind of funny because I talked to one guy there. It was like 1 month ago. And he said, "Oh, JohnnyFromTheRotten. Oh, you're the guys who fooled us the last time."
Because they were seriously expecting a serious band playing, and we were like really
doing.
We were making kind of fun of all the jazz students, but in a kind way.
Yeah. So no,
but a little bit like we're doing some jazz.
But they took it fine. I mean, they understand that later.
They celebrated the concert. It was pretty nice.
It was something different, and
they liked it.
I also had my synthesizer for this show and made like weird noises.
Oh my God, you were really like messing up with them, you know? Like
it was fun.
So you mentioned the new album, right?
Yes.
So this tour, the upcoming tour, is in support of the new album, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what can you tell us about the album? First of all, like when is it coming out? It starts with basics.
Album is coming out on the 13th of September.
Yes.
30th.
30.
Yeah, on Friday.
End of September.
Last day of September.
Last day of September, exactly.
And what else? We recorded it on our own in
our own studio.
In the studio.
It was the beginning of Support Nothing Studios. And
it's called Here's Johnny 2.
Here's Johnny 2. Kind of fun.
The name of the studio or the name of the album?
The album. The studio is called Support Nothing Studios.
All right.
And the album is called Here's Johnny 2.
All right. Wait, Here's Johnny 1. There was no such thing?
No.
I knew that. I know that you're messing with people.
No, it was
because I thought, okay, maybe I prepared wrong. You know, there's no here's like.
It was a kind of funny story because I was watching TV with my girlfriend and the explained sessions, and we were looking like for a cover and a name for the second album.
One thing in between, because we were looking for a name and stuff for the album a pretty long time. We didn't know how to. We really didn't know how to call the whole work we just did, and we were looking like, fuck, we need a fucking name, and it was.
And then I was watching TV with my girlfriend and the explain sessions and the explain session about dogs, and there was the scene from
Shining,
from The Shining, and it was here is Johnny, and I was on the couch, and it is here is Johnny 2. This is the name, and let's do the cover, the exact cover thing, and it's pretty awesome. So,
this is like the same cover that you have on your Facebook for the promo.
Yeah. This is the whole LP, the whole vinyl is this cover. Yeah.
All right, cool. So there's LP. Are you going to print vinyls or tapes like you did before?
Yes, vinyls.
Yeah, all right.
And we have them on tour via Stone Free Records.
Uh-huh.
And
what about tapes? I mean, you did tapes before with the Rotten Salami.
Yeah, they were like DIY.
Yeah, exactly.
But
maybe there will be tapes.
Maybe there will be,
but not for this release or not for the tour.
They're not planned yet.
Yeah.
But I'm a big tape fan, and probably we will do that too.
I mean, your previous album, the freshest album is the EP, right? Or album, Rotten Salami, right?
Yeah.
And you released 40 tapes, right?
Yeah.
Signed, all sold out, of course, limited edition and stuff. No, I'm a fan. I'm in each. I mean, almost in each episode, I'm asking about the tapes because I'm a fan of tapes, even though I don't have many, but I have a tape player. You made the tapes yourself, or you did with help of somebody?
No, I did it myself. But a girlfriend of us helped us with the prints.
How do you do tapes by yourself? Just with a normal record play?
No, I had like a Tascam Porter studio. And from the computer, I go into the Tascam Porter studio and check the levels, and then I record it.
one cassette at a time, right?
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
pretty long because it's normal speed.
Yeah. I was about to ask. Yeah, on eBay you can find the recorders that you can put four tapes. One is a master, and 3 you can record at the same time, but they're super expensive.
Yeah, I was looking for them, but then I don't need it so much often. These things. So yeah, I'm doing
Yeah,
like
maybe
this.
for the future you will buy one because you're going to be
Yeah.
printing tapes all the time. But actually, like what I want to ask is like that's what I felt. Everything, like the music sounds like a little bit chaotic, let's say like this. But I was thinking that everything is planned, and with this name, you're thinking about the name for the album, because everything feels like spontaneous, but in reality, everything is like super like detailed. Am I wrong or right?
Yeah, I think actually it gets detailed, but it isn't planned.
Yeah,
Some kind, because it's spontaneous.
Some things are planned, some things are not planned. Like on stage, we are trying. Okay, let's do this.
It's like these things are planned, then they're not going as planned, but work out anyway, so they are planned. It's a mixture. Yeah.
Well, I guess that's your magic.
Yeah.
You need to have some kind of this magic to work out. Otherwise, it's like feels like too sterile kind.
Yeah, it kind of worked out until now. So yeah.
How did you get on Stone Free Records?
Well, we first, when we started the band with the first album, we somehow
we wrote some emails, and then we were on Sony Records.
We were on the Sony Records first, and on Burger Records from USA. And then there was a big story about Burger Records just maybe 1 month after we signed with them, and they had to close the whole label. I don't know if you know the story.
And then we split.
Yeah,
also.
I know, but probably people don't know. So could you please quickly tell the story?
Well,
they messed up things pretty much. Yeah.
They messed up.
Yeah. And so we decided we split with them. And then Thomas was like, "Hey, you guys are free." And so now we are on Stone Free. And
no, it was more because he texted us. He's a friend of us, and I'm on Stone Free with my other band and with the Vampires, and I had another band from Germany, which was the first band of mine who signed to Stone Free, and so it's a good friend of us. Meanwhile, and he just asked us if he should help us out because Burger Records shut down and everything was lost. So there was nothing online anymore of our album and stuff. And he asked us if he just maybe if we would like to have it online again, so he could help us out. And that was the beginning for us with Stone Free. And then we stayed on Stone Free and working.
How did you get on Burger Records before they went out?
We had a concert in Graz. And
because we need to sell Burger Records is the record label in the United States, right?
Yes,
in California. It was and then they had some troubles, and then they stopped. It's a big company.
Yeah, it was a big company actually, and we were pretty hyped when we get there.
Yeah, because all the bands we are listening to were on there, like TOCs and such bands. It's like, wow.
Yeah, there were a lot of
this label with them.
Also, they I mean, it helped us to get some views on the videos we made and some plays around. So we got they had a big.
Also, the first single Mojo which we released via Burger, it was like King Basso from the Melvins was like commenting on our music video. It was like, so man, dude, did you see that? King Basso liked our video. It's kind of
crazy. I didn't know that. You know, you should like print it out and put it on the wall in a frame.
We had
like kind of funny stories with Johnny and the Rotten, because the first thing it was Mojo No, and it was like, okay, Johnny and the Rotten. and Spotify thought that we are Johnny Rotten. So the first single
Was released
via
Johnny Rotten.
John Lydon.
Yeah, John Lydon.
On John Lydon on Spotify.
Wow.
And you could read in the internet on some different blogs, hey, did you see that Johnny Rotten released a new song? So it was a pretty funny promo gag.
I see you have a style. You know how to promote yourself. You change the name. You change the name many times. You play the same gig but different names.
So we're coming back to is it planned or isn't it planned? And it wasn't planned, but in the end, it looks like it was a big plan.
And it was,
as I say, it's the magic of your band.
And we were like, yeah, should we write something? Should we change it? And let's let it on.
And what happened? They just realized that it's not, and then somebody changed it, and that's it. After a week, well, the whole week of a good promotion, It would be cool if Loudwire already posted something, like just let it go, let it burn.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but back to the story.
The Burger Records.
We played the show. Yeah, Burger Records. We played the show in Graz, and there was a good friend of ours, Bene he has a nice band, my friend Peter, and he worked together with Burger Records, where he released some tapes, I guess, and he was just there mixing us. It was pretty random because he just went there as a visitor, and then he started to mix our concert.
Yeah,
and
because there was no sound guide.
Yeah, right. And he liked it. He liked it pretty much, and so he said, "Hey, that's music that would fit to Burger Records," and he just got the connection to that. So we ended up with Burger Records in the beginning. Yeah.
So again, accident plus connections.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's what I tell the guys. The new bands is that don't be an asshole, hang out. You never know. Maybe one day assistant of one label is a major in another label. Always don't be an asshole. It's a big thing.
Yeah,
that's right. Yes.
You mentioned Spotify. You have a lot of followers on Spotify. And especially if you compare it to Austria in Vienna.
Yeah.
And your most popular song is King of Waves. King of Waves, and it was featured in a playlist, right?
Yes.
In a playlist of Hot Rods and Horror Show.
That's so funny. That's so funny because when you look up the playlist, there's a lot of bands like Misfits, right? Misfits and stuff. What else? Like famous The Cramps, Misfits. All the famous horror punk garage sounds, but old school stuff mostly. And then you see Johnny and the Rotten in between. It's like so. Okay, I don't know why actually, but it's funny, and I think that's also a Burger Records thing. Because of Burger Records, we just got into this playlist. Right?
No, not really, because you can pitch the songs on Spotify. So you can ask Spotify, hey, check out my song. Maybe it fits in one official playlist. And the King of the Waves song got pitched. And so.
But I thought it was because of
No. You can't really beeinflussen.
Yeah,
influence them. You can't make them just put that in that playlist. Yeah, you can pitch it on Spotify, but you don't know how and where it's gonna end up.
And this is the story behind it. So
again, accident.
Yeah, accident.
Accident, and that song has 150,000 streams on Spotify.
That means we can buy ourselves
for a coffee.
A drop of coffee.
Jesus! With all those streams, it's all messed up. Spotify is basically unless you're having 1 billion streams, you get nothing. Yeah. No. The gig. Finally, we have the gigs, so you can sell merch. You have cool merch.
That's right.
It really comes down to the merch. Actually, as a band, to make money. Yeah, I think.
What's the planned merch? What you're gonna have for the new album? You have vinyl. What else?
Vinyl and T-shirts.
We made T-shirts. We also made like posters of the tour artwork.
Is it going to be all themed like the Shining movie?
No, it's
No,
just a poster.
no, just a post and the LP.
And the LP, yeah.
You like to mess with people.
Yeah. The T-shirts are designed by Binder, a tattoo artist from Vienna, and he kind of draws the thing which fits to us.
Yes.
It's like I'm writing him on Instagram. Hey Binder, we need merch. Would you design an angry trippy opossum? Yeah, dude, I'm gonna do that. Or, hey, we need a trippy frog with flies. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna do that. And every time we get the design from him, it's like, dude, that's so awesome. It's like, yeah, this is the style which fits to us. Yeah, so we're really looking forward to work more often with him when it comes to merchandise.
Yeah.
Because he nails it. Yeah. Also check out his tattoos on his Instagram site. The tattoos are sometimes so funny too.
Yeah. If you want to plug people on my podcast, you can plug whatever people you want. It's not a problem. So what's his Instagram? Binder? What's?
Been there.
Yeah. All right. Easy to find. I found it in a second. Because I checked them out also. I checked out all your music videos, who made them. I also tried, but I did it today. I should have done it before, to ask the people who worked with you too, so that I would figure out what kind of questions I can ask you.
Yeah.
But the problem is that it's too early. People need to understand that you're legit. That I'm legit, that I'm asking questions. Because if I send on Instagram to people what the fuck you want? So yeah, you have trippy music videos, also done by local artists.
Yeah, they are all done by me.
No.
What about animated one?
Oh no, sorry. Jennifer Eder made one. Yeah, sorry. Forgot that one. Oh my god. Fuck.
All right, I found the new weak point. Another band is destroyed. Awesome. Because I like to ask weird questions and then make people think about the band, and then they go really silent and they're like, oh,
Yeah,
you try to break us
after
again.
the interview, we're going to split up.
Yeah.
I gotta cancel the tour.
I did this with Mommy is Mental. You know that band?
Yeah.
Yeah. When I was interviewing them, I was like, so you play in different other bands, so this band is maybe not so serious, or what? That kind of crap. Not being an asshole. I know. But that's how I get the cool stuff, the conflict.
Yeah, sure. But shout out to Jennifer Eder. Thank you for the music video.
Yes.
Yeah.
And also we need to give a shout out to Manuel for Classic Bookings.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Also, shout out to
Yeah, because he made this interview happen.
I'm pretty thankful for that. Because we were kind of late with everything on this release, and we had a lot of off days on the tour, and I was writing Diggy, so man, we need some shows. Diggy was like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna do that. Hey, would you like some interviews too? Yeah, I'm gonna do that. It was like, so within a month was like, oh dude, there's so many things to do now. But yeah, big shout out to him. Thank you for everything.
Yeah, when did you start working with him?
A year ago.
All right. So he organized all your tours.
We were on a tour with Hex Spoiler.
was it a year ago?
September? No, 2 years ago.
2 years ago. Right?
2 years ago.
It was 2020.
2020 was the first.
Like the same. I think it was in September 2020.
Yeah.
We went on tour with Hexporter for 10 days.
Yeah.
Went to Czech Republic mostly.
Czech Republic and Germany.
But most of the gigs were in Czech Republic.
Mm-hmm. But we know Diggy a long time ago. Before we worked with him with other bands, so the connection was there. So
Yeah.
I only know him online. I've never talked to him personally, but we talked on Instagram a lot, and that's how we got here. How was your tour? Like, how was your like? Like when I talk to the bands, to local bands, not so many people tour because I I talk to different to bands of different level, experience level,
Yeah.
and not many people toured. Turns out. So how was your tour experience
Funny.
so far?
Yeah.
Pretty good. Pretty good. I think actually with Johnny and the Rotten, we had plenty of nice concerts and tours, and it was always a good time and lovely people and pretty nice. As I said, concerts, wild concerts, people going crazy, people jumping around. Like yesterday.
Do you usually drive yourself around? Do you drive yourself? Like,
Yeah.
Everything. A lot of stuff that you do is do-it-yourself stuff,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Except booking.
Yeah.
No,
It's
booking
50-50.
I mean, booking as well. I'm doing a lot of booking as well. Actually,
Yeah.
I know a lot of people from mostly in Germany because I'm from Germany, and I toured there with other bands from time to time. But we also get like from money, we get some help for that with booking. But most of the time is DIY.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If you could talk to your younger self, you're not that old, but just before they started the tour, to the people who didn't start, who never toured, what musicians should expect from a tour, or like what shouldn't do.
They should expect like Autobahn, Burger King,
Like a lot of fast food, a lot of sitting in the car, and actually
and traffic jams.
The one thing I would tell my younger self, I would tell my younger self is, you won't see anything. I always get excited when I come to new cities, and yeah, actually, it's driving, waiting for the show to start, playing, packing, sleeping, driving again. There's never time to, not never, but
Sometimes you can do sightseeing, but
not that often. Mostly it's in cities where there's nothing to see, when you have the most time to go around. But when you like big cities you want to explore, there's no time. Usually we drive a lot, then it's hectic, and then you just want to chill for a minute. So and then it's already time to go on stage. And
do you plan a day off also on a tour?
On this tour?
Not really.
Or on this tour or previous tours?
No, we're trying to fill everything out as much as possible, because it's pretty rare to play shows, and
day off is also really expensive.
Day off is expensive most of the time. I mean, sometimes actually it's nice to have a day off, because you need it from time to time, especially when it's getting a longer tour, and because at some point you're just like tired and you really need some space and time out. And so day off is a good thing, but also it's better to play, because
but we are not planning any. It is like, we want to play, so let's do this. 10 days, let's do this.
Okay, 10 days you can do it, but if it's like longer than 2 weeks, you need a day off.
I think so.
If you're longer, I think after 2 weeks or something, you need a day off.
But a lot of bands I know who are going on tour for much longer times. Sometimes day offs are more travel days, so it's not really a day off. They are just using the off days to travel.
I mean, if it's a long distance,
yes. For example, if we should play, like, I don't know, in Helsinki, and we should drive from here to Helsinki, we need a day off just for traveling.
Yeah.
And for this tour, you have how many days? 10, right? For this,
it's 9 days.
9 days.
9 days, right? And where? Austria, definitely. Where else?
It's Austria, in Germany,
East Germany, and Czech Republic.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's of moderate level of driving.
Yeah,
It's not that far.
it's okay because it's not the distances aren't that long.
I think the greatest distance is with an old band of mine. We were on tour and we played a show in Birmingham in UK, and afterwards, like, there was one day off, and then we played in Budapest.
Whoa!
We drove all the way.
Oh, no way!
So the day off was a travel day.
Yeah, but for me it was the same. My old band from Germany, we played in Belgium at a festival, or was it in Netherlands somewhere? And 2 days after that, we played in Barcelona, and we had to travel from Netherlands to Barcelona, and and we just had this fucking old van that just could drive like around 80 kilometers per hour, and it was so slow, and it was we really had to travel, like, I think it took 24 or 25 hours to get to Barcelona, and we were almost just driving and didn't do any like longer breaks or something. It was like I was driving and then the other one was driving and the rest was sleeping, and then the other one was driving and the rest was sleeping and stuff. It was
Freaking crazy.
that was
That's why that's one of the reasons is I'm not a musician. I was like, I don't want to do all the driving. I don't want to be in the tour. I'm not that dedicated. I'm not a musician. I'm a visual guy.
Funny because you really get used to it. I mean, to driving for a long time. Because if it's like a 3-hour drive or something, it's okay, it's 3 hours. But if I talk to my girlfriend and I were driving to Vienna, or I don't know, it's like 2 hours. It's like she's like, oh, 2 hours, that's a long time. And I'm 2 hours, that's okay.
I wanted to ask about the new album. Like, how is it different from the previous stuff that you made?
Ooh, I think it's.
I always tell everyone who wants to hear about the new album, I always say, like, it's much more trippy than the previous one. More trippy, more crazy, and...
But there are also different styles in there. So we have like a jazzy song, garage number, then
it's almost a pop song. Pop song, but it's really poppy.
Yeah. One Beatles kind of song.
And
so it's more mixture of different genres.
Did the process of how you record change? Why so different songs?
I wanted to try things out, so yeah.
All right. So, okay, usually the bands, they start together, like you have already experienced with the previous bands, but you know what I'm talking about. Usually people start a band, they experiment, and they find their sound. But because you started so chaotic, you didn't have this teenager phase of trying everything out. You need to try it now.
yeah, we are trying to...
You want to make sure that what you're playing right now is your sound. You know, like, oh, maybe we've never tried it, but you know, maybe
kind of.
maybe I'm wrong. Hey, I'm just guessing. You know.
Well, it's in some point it's true.
Yeah.
I think
just try some things out. I think that's a pretty cool idea.
Stay free.
Yeah, let your mind go the way it wants to go.
With the new songs, have you considered, like, is the process in a way the same how you write, or do you also take in account, for example, Spotify, right? Because on Spotify, if you have like a hook really fast, you know, like early in the song, then it becomes more popular. Maybe, you know.
Okay.
Are you playing with the idea of making the song more acceptable to the mainstream?
No, not really.
No.
We have like a 4-minute noise jam on the new album.
You see, we're back to Johnny. Johnny music.
It's not really mainstream.
Because you're scaring me, you know, like, because people are actually, are you afraid that maybe it's so different that people will say, what the hell is this? We want the old JohnnyFromTheRotten music?
Nah, not really.
I think
the thing is, it sounds crazy if you explain it. Like there's a jazz song, there's a Beatles kind of song, yada yada. But if you listen to it, you know it's Johnny. So
yeah,
all right,
it makes sense if you listen.
So the craziness is in there totally. Yeah.
Because it's weird. There are a lot of weird parts, like the noise jam. It's crazy. Yeah.
So I think there's like was heißt Gemeinsamkeit.
Are the similarities?
There's a similarity to the first album, and like Mario said, you hear the Johnny thing out of it. It's the same style, but different songs, different, more influence from around us. Just I think the songs. I mean, Johnny or Hannes or Johnny, he wrote all the songs, and it's like when you're writing a song, it's what influences you at the moment. What kind of music are you listening to at this period of time, and all of this just got into the album.
So what is the period? When did you record it and written the songs? This year, last year?
No, it's actually 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
Recorded 2 years ago?
In January.
No, it wasn't 2020. Last year, 2021.
21?
Yeah, for sure. We started to record last year.
Really?
Yeah, not 2 years ago.
Oh yeah, last year. But in
I mean, this year is almost over. So
We started to record last year.
Yeah.
And
then it was like, okay, what should we do? Should we go on tour, or we want to promote our new LP? So like with the tour and play some shows.
But the issues with lockdowns and stuff kept us from releasing it.
That's usually a problem. Everybody with whom I talked recently, it's the same story.
always the same.
I mean, I know a lot of bands who released new albums last year, for example, in the middle of the lockdown, and all the albums, which are great, but they just disappeared at some point because there was no release.
So fucking fast.
It was.
In the pandemic, a lot of people created music and released it online. There was so much online content, like live streamings of concerts and like people recording stuff at home and just releasing it. That if we would have released it last year, I think it would just be online for a day and then disappear in the World Wide Web. So
most probably, yes. Unless you were preparing for it for a long time.
Yes.
I mean, if you're like really hard on social media, then it'll be fine, maybe. But nobody knows, and nobody knew back then. So I guess you made the wise choice of not releasing the music.
Yeah, but and also it was important to us, especially because Johnny recorded it, mixed it, and he put a lot of work into it. I mean, we all did, but he put maybe most of the work into it, and a lot of thoughts and a lot of love.
So what were the main influences during the writing of this album? You said like stuff that is around you influences the music. So how would you describe the upcoming album from the point of view of influences?
It's
Cannibal Corpse, but not.
It was like, hey, well, how would be a song, a Pink Floyd song in like Johnny style? And this is the mixture of everything. And let's try something crazy. I think that's
We're gonna hear some money cash machines in there.
Yeah.
Casinos.
No.
But you still you recorded this music a long time ago, right? And you're like still okay with it because for example, I made the music video like 2 years ago, and only now, just like a couple of weeks ago, it came out. I was like, oh no, I'm still cool with it, but I would have done it better considering the 2 years has passed.
Yeah, no, I'm cool with it. There was a point I couldn't hear the new album anymore. It was like I hear so many mistakes everywhere, and I tried to fix it, and yeah, that was the point. So man, I have to leave it. I have to finish the thing because I changed so many details sometimes, which no one was hearing. And it's like, okay, you have to finish the things you started, especially when you work on your own music.
I think you listened to the album 3,000 times.
Yeah.
It was every time when I saw him, he was like talking about a new mix on a new style, like trying out for the album. Yeah,
and always the big
time.
question: is it good? Is it good?
Is it good enough?
Yeah, is it good enough? And
Yeah,
then,
but you never know. I mean, you create it, you just make it, and then you see how the response. Did you already have some feedback from the people, probably your friends, who listened to it?
Yeah.
I mean, did you give it to somebody just to check it out?
Yeah,
We did some like listening sessions. I think all of us.
I was sitting with Markus from Doom Studios. In
The
his
guy who recorded our first album, by
Yeah.
the way.
I was sitting with him in his control room, and we were listening to the new album, and he was like, "Yeah, man, that's your style, dude. The mix is cool."
Yeah,
And I was kind of relieved, but yeah, it's always, is it cool? Is it not cool?
and there was also a problem because of the pandemic. We couldn't release it because, no label, or it was difficult for labels to release stuff because if you cannot tour, you cannot support the album. And because of the pandemic, we couldn't release it, and because of that, it was sitting at Hannes' place basically for a long time, and he would listen to it every time. If we would just give it to like a label and say, "Hey, let's release it at this and that time," I think it would have been a little different. But then again, it's good that it turned out like this because now it sounds awesome. And
All right, that's cool.
So
it worked out in the end.
the people.
The first single came out yesterday.
Yes.
Henry the Opossum.
Oh yeah. I listened to it. I liked it. Yeah, of course. I'm so confused with your music because I take it all together. You know, I listen to all the music, I read all the information, all the everything. You know, so it's all. So I forget when was it released. You know.
Yeah.
Any plans for a music video for next ones? For next music videos?
Yeah, we have some plans.
Yeah. Also with the Linz area people. I mean, local.
With locals. Yeah.
The cool thing, a lot of our friends are great artists, so it's
You have a cool community there.
It's awesome to work with them.
It's a bit different from the Vienna community. It's really specific. I know many musicians from that area.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Are you planning to move to Vienna?
No, not really.
Fuck it.
I just moved to Innsbruck, so I'm not planning to move to the next couple of years.
And it's actually easier for you to tour in that way. Germany and like the location geography is better in this case. Less driving.
Yeah,
That's
true.
All right, guys. Don't want to bother you too much. So the new album is coming out on Friday, 30th of September, which will be 2 days after the release of this episode.
Oh,
because I will release it in 2 weeks on Wednesday.
Oh, okay,
cool.
And you'll be playing at where fuck are my notes?
Fuck.
You're gonna be playing at Kapu at Linz with Speck and who else? Kabudai?
Kobudai,
yes.
Kabudai.
That's right. That's the release show at Kapu, favorite place.
Yeah.
Say hello to the Speck people. I interviewed them a month ago.
Oh, cool. Yeah, we're gonna do that.
All right, guys. Thank you very much. Which Johnny and the Rotten song are we going to hear at the end of this interview?
Space is deep, man.
Thank you, Johnny and Rotten, and thank you, dear listener, for listening to Interceptor Beyond podcast. Don't forget to follow the show on Spotify, and if you like what you're hearing, rate the show on Spotify or any other podcast platform that you prefer. Thank you very much, and hear you next time.